It says we're live. We are live. Good morning, everybody. This hangout is on the air. It says it is Thursday. Yeah, it is Thursday, November 5th, 2015. And this is Lunch with Len. Welcome aboard. Well, we have our usual, I shouldn't say that. We have a small crowd today. Larry, I'm going to bring you over just because there's only three of us. So I'm going to go ahead and click you on over, okay? Oh, there's Ellen. Ellen, you're certainly welcome to come over if you want. I'm clicking Larry over right now. Ellen, let me know in the chat. Just tell me in the chat, yes, I'd like to come across and chat with you guys, or no, I don't want to. Chris, were you on the webinar last night?
I was, and that's what I taught this morning on Shouts in the House, free daily coaching.
You did? You know what? Something's wrong. Hey, Bobby, something's wrong. I'm going to bring Bob over too. Do I?
You keep freezing up, Lynn.
I should have gotten an email. Huh? Chris, what?
I said you keep breathing.
I keep breathing?
Freezing.
Breathing.
No. Freezing.
Breathing. What does that mean?
Never mind. You're okay now.
Larry, can you explain that? Bob, you want to come over? Freezing. Freezing. Yeah, you're right. I keep freezing. I don't know why. Am I froze again?
No, you're all right.
Okay. I'm looking in the chat. Bob, you want to come over? I don't know if you want to or not. Ellen, you want to come over?
So anyway, this morning well, last night in MLSP group, I asked some people to put in their sites that were already up, so I dissected some of them this morning.
So you froze?
No, you froze.
No, you froze.
Bobby, I was eating tacos, not popcorn.
Okay. Larry, were you on the webinar last night? Larry? Larry? Are you there? Okay. So, bandwidth problem today. Chris, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Maybe you should have stayed in San Diego. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Should I have gotten an email reminder this morning about the webinar? I didn't get one, and consequently, I forgot about it.
Well, if you went over to Free Daily Coaching and signed up, you should have.
Well, I signed up last week, so doesn't that sign me up for the whole month?
Yeah, but last week was still October.
Oh, God. Okay. Duh. That's the problem. All right. Shoot. I tried to bring Bob across. I don't know what happened to him.
Anyway, I did 5 of them, and of all of them that I did, Dr. Lisa Thompson is the only one that set it up according to Rob.
Set what up? Her blog? Okay. Mine is set up according to Rob.
No, you don't have a static home front.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Yeah, you're right. I have the blog post up there. Okay. Yeah.
So take a look at Lisa. She is the only one that did it exactly how Rob taught, what, 5, 6 weeks ago.
Okay. Okay. I will do that. Still trying to get Bob across. Okay. So what I was planning to do today, and I don't know if it's worth doing or not, is I was going to review what was talked about last night on that webinar. Did you grab copies of any of the slides, Chris?
No.
Okay.
Did
You know what? Yes, I did.
Good.
I will flip through what I have, just so you know what it is, and then if anybody wants a copy of it, you can have it. First thing. Before I go there, I just got an email, and I just closed it because I was thinking Facebook has now introduced carousel posts. Did you see that?
Yeah, I read about it last week. I was going to do a post on it pretty soon.
Okay. So coming back to the Hangout, Larry, are you still there? What's going on? And I can't get Bob across. So I don't know what is happening. If we have a bandwidth issue, see, they supposedly upgraded my internet, and maybe what they did is they downgraded my bandwidth so that they want me to pay more money to get my old bandwidth back. I don't know. I have no idea, no clue at all what happened this week.
We can't hear you, Larry. I know you're unmuted, but we can't hear you.
And I don't see him either. I see his picture, but I don't see him.
I see him.
You do?
He's doing hand signals.
Okay, I can't
You
see
better
him.
call your cable company.
Pardon?
You better call your cable company.
Yeah, but they don't speak English. I got to figure out what's going on. So Larry, damn, I had great stuff to say. So, Ellen, you're not having any trouble, huh? And is Bobby?
Frustrating.
Yeah, I see that.
What are you frustrated about, Ellen? Because he keeps freezing? You just froze again, and now you're unfrozen again.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you forgot to reboot the computer. Pardon?
Nothing. I'm going to quit talking.
Okay. You keep freezing, picture fuzzy, but getting all the voices. Okay. Yeah. And again, I've been trying to bring Bob over, not happening. Okay. So there's two things on my mind. One is the carousel posts have been introduced by Facebook, and it looks like it's very, very easy to set them up. I haven't tried to do it yet. I was going to go over there, but I'm a little reticent right now to introduce any more bandwidth into the system because that would require me to go out to Facebook. So let's not do that right now. If you're going to do a training on it, Chris, or you're going to do a blog post or whatever, do you want to do a training on it on Lunch with Len next week or something?
No.
Okay. All right, be that way. Okay. The second thing I wanted to do is, and again, I don't know what to do about Bob. I've been trying to get him over. It just isn't happening. I don't know why. The second thing I wanted to do is point out to everybody that Bob and I started a 90-day, it's a challenge type mastermind group. We're calling it the Wealth Builder Plus Mastermind. There's no charge to join the group. We're going to limit the group to probably in the neighborhood of 20 people. and we have some really good hard reasons for limiting the size of the group. And here is the thought process going into the group, into the formation. Most people wait till January 1st to write down their goals for the year, their New Year's resolutions. And most people don't have a plan. They write down a resolution. I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week, and they go to the gym for 1 or 2 days. And you know the drill. We see it every year. The parking lot of the gym is full on January 2nd, and it's empty again by January 9th. People don't follow through. They don't commit to what they're doing. We decided to kick off 2016 2 months early. And what we're going to do is going to build momentum going into 2016. The reason we call it Wealth Builder Plus is because we're going to focus on the activities required to improve our wealth. And I'm using wealth now in the broadest sense of the word. Wealth is composed of health, it's composed of relationships, it's composed of certainly composed of money. So there are many pillars to the total wealth equation. And we're starting off loosely following T. Harv Eker's 90-day wealth building plan and using some of the exercises. Sorry, I see you moving. Using some of the exercises from T. Harv Eker to begin with, and coupling that with our own focus on gratitude. You've heard me say this before, and I didn't invent this. It comes from several of the major mentors of our time, that all great wealth begins with gratitude. So we're going to be focusing on helping people develop a daily method of operation that includes things like being grateful every day, reviewing your vision and what you're trying to accomplish, building your vision so that you know where you're going. As many of you know, Jack Canfield made the point in his book, and it's been made in several by many of the other authors, that a lot of people don't get where they're going because they don't know where it is. So having a vision, having a picture of where you're going. Anyhow, we're going to be working on all aspects of the total wealth picture and trying to encourage people along. And part of the program is going to be webinars. We're going to have at least one webinar a week, and the first webinar is tonight at 5 o'clock. If anybody cares to join us, you're welcome aboard. We will be in the future shutting down the webinars and only allowing people on the webinar who are actually members of the group. For right now, it's still open. We have 12 people in the group, and we're going to cut it off probably at 20. And you know, we're still getting the word out. And to be perfectly honest with you, amongst a group of small friends, we're still trying to figure out what we're doing. But I can promise you that we are going to bring tremendous value to this group, and those of you who are in it, you're going to get value. You're going to be really happy you got in. At any rate, I'm doing the first webinar tonight at 5 o'clock. Tonight's webinar is basically, loosely speaking, on daily method of operation, because the reality is, many of us get out of bed in the day and we go through the whole day busy as hell, and at the end of the day we sit down and scratch our head and wonder where the time went because we didn't get anything done. And one of the ways to work with that is to start to develop daily methods, easy. One way around that is to begin to work with, develop, and have strong implemented daily methods of operation. So anyhow, tonight's webinar is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to start off with mindset. We're going to move through the things that we need to do every day in order to put our life together and to move our life forward and to gain more, quote, wealth, end of quote, in our life, end of quote. And that's all I have to say about that. You're invited. Chris, you disappeared. Larry, can I hear you now? I am a procrastinator. Ellen, we're going to work on that. We're going to work on that. There she is. You're coming back?
I'll be right back. I had to let the dog out.
Okay. All righty. Larry, I still can't hear you. Any idea? No idea why, huh? Yeah. I see you. I see you. Okay. Then the final thing, in the last 10 minutes here, I'm going to give you a quick run through of what I collected in last night's webinar, and I'm going to do it for two reasons. One is, if any of you want any of the, I'm not going to put these slides out in public. I am not going to publicly put this out. But in private, if you send me a message, if you want what I have, you can have it. The second thing is just a quick recap, mostly focusing on what Ray had to say. So let me go to screen share, entire screen share. PowerPoint, and here we are. Brian Finale started off, and I'm going to flip through these slides very quickly. Brian Finale started off with a quick story of the origins of MLSP. Starting in 2005, Brian Finale himself, personally, a flat broke musician and bartender who knew nothing about MLM, and underscore flat broke musician bartender. And he did join an MLM company back then, and you can see the signs up there on the telephone pole. That's what he was doing, and that's what he was taught. And that's what people were teaching back then. They were teaching how to build your MLM or how to build your home-based or network marketing business by doing things like chasing people around the mall and hanging up signs on telephone poles, et cetera, and doing home meetings. He went through a lot of the rest of the story. He discovered attraction marketing. He began to brand himself, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to read this slide to you again. I think most of the people who are here were on the webinar. But one of the things that's significant is that the third from the bottom line here, in his first month doing attraction marketing, he generated a 5-figure month and became a #2 earner. So once they discovered attraction marketing and how to bring people to them, they were beginning to make money. He stumbled into Norbert in 2008. This was the famous meeting in a bar in Austin, Texas, where Norbert and Brian met each other, and they began to form MLSP. Big advertisement for MLSP. A lot of today's top leaders came through it, and many of them are still part of it. And then an overview. Now this is a good slide because it really is an overview of what's important in MLSP. And for those of us who are selling an MLSP, this is a good slide. It has a nice overview of the important features of MLSP. And then of course they went on to talk about blogging. And the important message here, amongst others, is that there's only two things on the internet you own. You own your email list and your blog, nothing else. And did you see, hey Larry, I saw your video on YouTube got pulled last week. Got to tell us about that. So then they went on to talk about MSP Sites, what it is, and it's, MSP Sites, for those of you, if you haven't started into it yet, it is hugely powerful, excuse me, hugely powerful. It would be very hard to get everything that's in MLSP Sites for the price of MLSP membership, because it's included in your membership at any level, even at the $50 level. It's included, which to me that's awesome. But I think it's a beautiful marketing ploy to give people MLSP Sites even at the lowest level of membership. So what exactly is MLSP Sites? Built on WordPress, self-hosted, enterprise-grade hosting, blazing fast, et cetera, et cetera. It's got a lot of premium paid-for plugins. I think there's over 50 plugins. I don't remember what the number is. It says 89 plugins available. Just really incredible. And of course, it comes with SEO all set up by Rob 4. So again, these are some points that you can use. If you want these slides, you can have them. And a final slide about MLSP Sites. And so then they went to Jim showing people how to initiate a website with 3 clicks, and I've done a video about how to do that. I'm not going to repeat that here. And then we're on into Ray Hignan's talk. I'm going to boss through Ray Hignan's talk real fast. 5 steps to becoming an authority. The fastest and best way to build an audience and create results. How he did it, how you can too. And then this was obviously a selling webinar. He's selling a new version of the 3-Minute Expert, but so he went through the usual format of questions. and promise that you're going to go through the 5 steps it takes to position yourself as an expert. And the very first step is have a vision. Amazing. So, who do you want to become? What do you want to be known as? And of course, Ray spent a lot more time talking about these than I'm going to. Stop focusing on the money you need and instead focus on who you want to become. And of course, that person is a person who would presumably generate the money you want to generate. And so often people are just stuck in, well, I need money, I need money, I need money. And when you're stuck in the I need money, you're stuck in fear mode. When you're stuck in fear mode, you're not getting where you want to go to. You got a block there. So the first step is seeing yourself in a better situation than you are currently without justifying where you are, suspending disbelief and just believing that you can do it. And you see yourself better. That's all there is to it. Move on. And then he talked about getting rid of all of the, well, you don't understand. You didn't have the childhood I had. You don't understand. I have a medical condition. You don't understand. I don't have any education. You don't understand. I'm black. Everybody hates me. You got to just get rid of all of that crap. You got to just throw it away. Then he went on to talk about goals, and a lot of self-help people teach setting goals for yourself. And I'm one of the people, I'm going to be proud of this, that I have consistently said goals aren't good enough. And the reason they're not good enough is that they're not going to get you past the tough days, exactly what Ray said last night. You have to have a vision of who you want to become. And the vision is bigger than the goals. It's bigger than your whys. It's bigger than your affirmations. It's bigger than all of that stuff. It's the thing that's going to pull you through the tough days. Now, Ray went on to talk about immersing yourself, and of course, we all know that because he spent a quarter of $250,000 last year in the last 27 months in coaching, I believe it. I believe him and Jessica did that. And he pointed out that sometimes free is a really expensive option. So step 3 is create content. And we've talked enough about creating content in this little venue that I'm not going to spend any time with this at all. You all know what my feelings about this are. Creating content is one of the most important things you can do. There really are only 2 profit-producing activities. One is talking to people, and the other is creating content. And I can tell you personally, I am not where Ray is. I am probably, arguably, maybe 2 or 3 years behind Ray, given what year he started in and what year I started in. I have not been as consistent as Ray in my blogs, in that I haven't put up one every day for the last 5 years. But I am more and more on a daily basis. I am seeing the result of all of that effort. I had 2 people sign into my AWeber list today alone, and I don't know who they are. They came through my blog and they signed up. So to me, that's huge. Yesterday, I had somebody subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm getting Twitter leads every day, or Twitter followers. So it's really happening. It takes time. It really takes time. It takes consistency, and well, that's it. It takes time and it takes consistency. You can't quit on it. It will work if you keep going long enough. So I'm seeing the results, and I'm seeing the results ramp. They're coming up. So you got to serve your audience. Once again, he emphasized, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. If you got people that are haters and they don't want to talk to you, fine. Tell them to just, unsubscribe. He got, was it one of our leaders? I think it was Diane. Yeah, Diane Hockman got a really nasty email a couple days ago, which I won't repeat in public what the person said. But it's like, he's on her email list. He couldn't have gotten there if he didn't sign up for it, and all he has to do is hit unsubscribe if he doesn't want to get any more. He doesn't want to have to go on a rampage about how she's a effing slime, no good, blah, blah, blah. Just like, cool, go away. We don't want to do business with you. So Ray's blog is making him money. Bottom line, He promises we can all make money too on our blog. I think it's true. Mine isn't making as much as Ray's is, but I am, again, I'm a couple years behind where Ray is in the process. So I'm definitely seeing the results. And then he went off into the sales funnel or sales discussion for the new version of the 3-Minute Expert, which is more targeted directly at MLSP and network marketing, I guess. I own the 3-Minute Expert, and we did go through all the 3-Minute Expert stuff on Lunch with Len here a couple months back, and I'm certainly willing to go back through any of that stuff that folks think would be worth doing. But and he had a lot. If you recall back in the 3-Minute Expert, there was a lot of information about monetizing your blog and a lot of strategies. And I think
hey, I think you can hear me now, Len.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thanks. Yeah, you know what? That was a very good. I thought that was a very, very good webinar last night.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
Ray's YouTube channel got shut down again.
Again?
Today.
Really?
Over 800 videos.
What happened to you last week that your video got pulled? Any idea why?
You know, I did it for this Wednesday webinar, and I have no idea why. It's on my Facebook. I just put it right up on my fan page, but why? I don't know. The only thing I can say is I said that Ray went from personal foreclosure to 7 figures blogging. And if they were thinking that I was making income claims, that it got pulled, and that wasn't exactly what I was trying to do, you know.
Yeah. Boy, that's just bizarre. That's just bizarre.
Len, I would love for you to go to my fan page. I'll send a link in a private message. Look at that video, and see if you can tell me.
I'd love to see the video. I would love to see it. So, hey, that's all I had for today. Like I said, I wanted to bounce back through anybody who wants the slides that I have. By the way I do those slides is I open Snagit. I open the Snagit one-click editor, and when they put up a slide, I just hit Snagit and grab it, and I stuff it into a file. I don't look at it. I don't pay attention to it. It's just an automatic click save, and then I go back through after and reorganize them and put them on the PowerPoint, and it takes me the whole process takes me less than 10 minutes. So
sounds easier than Jing.
Yeah, I've never used Jing, so I don't know. So again, if you folks see, and I see a lot of value in some of the slides, especially the ones that Brian put up about why MLSP and what are the features of sites and etc. So if you want those, just ask me for them. I'm not going to publish them publicly. Other than that, join my webinar tonight if you have time or are inclined. Join me and Bob at 5 o'clock. And we'll see you Tuesday. Michael on Tuesday is going to talk to us about healthy heart. And and for those of you who are so inclined, please tell your friends about Lunch with Len. Invite them to join us. I'd like to get the numbers up a little bit. So anyhow, anything you can do to help is appreciated.
Okay, thanks, Len.
All right. Talk to you folks again. Bye for now.